Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm subbing for Teacher Kelly today as we talk about the VIP Kid and some Outschool emails. There have been a few coming in this week. Some weeks there aren't that many, but this week there's quite a few. So we'll kind of plow through as quickly as we can, get a quick lowdown of it. Let me know what's going on in your life right now. If you're coming in live, write it in the chat box. If you're watching the recording, put it down below. Let me know what's going on in your life. For me, it is a very, very, very busy week because we are moving from Idaho to Texas, like this week. So the house is in a state of disarray as there are piles and boxes everywhere, and trying to go through all this clutter. I didn't even realize. I knew we had clutter. Everybody has clutter, but I didn't realize we had this much clutter. So we've already taken 2 loads to the thrift store. We have another load ready to go. I only want to pack our favorites, but it's going to get to the point probably on Friday that we're just going to pack everything and then deal with it when we get there, because we have friends coming over on Saturday to help us load our our truck or our pod. And then it's gone. And then we take the drive early July, a 4-day drive. That's going to be fun because we'll be going with 2 young kids, and I will be 34 weeks pregnant when we make the drive. How fun is that? We're just planning on taking every rest stop. Every rest stop, we're all going to get out. We're all going to go to the bathroom. So we'll make it to a good road trip. But that's my life in a nutshell right now. Crazy. I'm also still teaching online. I'm doing Tutor ABC in the morning, and that's the Taiwan company part of iTutor Group. Just a few classes every morning, and I'm also doing Outschool throughout the day. I like 1 class a day. So as people are helping me pack, I'm like, okay, I'll be back in a half an hour. And so I go teach a class and I go back because got to keep up on a little bit of income. But I do have the week of the 4th of July off. So that's the week of the drive. Yeah. So, have you guys done anything crazy like that? Moving while pregnant and packing up while pregnant, and some of you have moved across country. So let me know in the comments. But let's go ahead and dive into the Outschool um, and VIP Kid newsletters. Let's go ahead and start off with VIP kit because it's really fast. So here's what I got last week, and it just talks about how you can join the Little Red Book. It's a popular app in Asia, and so if you have like it's great for like video content. So you provide us with video content, we'll do the rest. You don't even have to manage your own Little Red Book account. So you just try to get referrals. So remember, you get up to $160 for each new student referral. It's a student referral, not a teacher referral. Up to $50 per month for getting new followers, and be marked as your referral's favorite teacher if they sign up. Because right now they still have a surplus of teachers, and so they want to gain more students. And so they're finding ways to get more students onto this new global platform. So they're asking us teachers to refer students. And same thing over here is just talking about how you can refer students in China. So if you maintain contact with any of your previous students, you can invite them to join in, and they can figure out a way that they can still join in and attend over the summer. I did not go out of my way and make like a contact list of WeChats or other things with my students over there. So I'm not sure how to contact my Chinese kiddos, but if you do have a way and you want to do that, you can. So it's summertime, which means they can take classes throughout the whole day, not just in the evenings or weekends. So that's a plus. Summertime was always the best time for us to teach with VIP Kid. It's a little bit different this year, but yeah, we do what we can. Okay, school. Let me just check to see if anybody's here in the comments. Nope, not yet. But if you want to pop in, say hi. I'd love to see who's watching and talk to you. So let's do some Outschool Marketplace. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can see the comments too. Okay, this is all about growth. And are you ready to grow your business? Yes, we all are. So here's some 4 strategies to expand your class catalog and teach more of what you love. Let's take a look at it. So in here, It's loading. Okay, we're just going to skim through it real quick. So 4 ways to scale your business or your classes. Scale it up. So if your goal is to increase the number of classes you teach, it's helpful to have some strategies to help you maintain a larger workload. Okay, so you can repeat your class structures. So create a basic class structure, go, this is what I teach, and this is how I teach it, and then you can use that across many classes. So if you have similar classes, um, they give an example. If you teach about birds, you can use the same class structure in your introduction to birds as well as your classes about birds of prey and hummingbirds. I did this a couple years ago when I first started with Outschool. I did different science experiments and I did one-time classes. So each class was very similar. So I was able to kind of copy and paste my description, but change the supplies and change a few things. Well, now I'm not doing a whole lot of one-time classes. I'm doing more ongoing. So each lesson is a different experiment, but it has the same kind of feel to it, same format to it. So once you figure out your feel, your format, you can just kind of copy and paste your own, style to it. So you have a plan for greetings, introduction to the topic, like a game, and then you go to characteristics of birds, or you talk about your lesson. So it's kind of like your own personal lesson plan. Why recreate the wheel? If you know what's working for you, just do it again. And then it can build the class funnels as one class leads to another class, leads to another class. They know your style, they like who you are, they like how you teach, and they can just, repeat. So that's cool. Now, here's a pro tip. The class name should contain a target keyword that families interested in this topic are likely to use in online searches. A couple keyword search tools where you can check the popularity of a phrase are free keyword search volume tool. So you can choose a keyword with more than 500 searches, and Google Trends. Another way to do it is pretend you're a parent and try to search for your classes using some keywords like birds or science or math or whatever it is. And if your class doesn't pop up, then you got to work on something. Pretend you're a parent and go, what would I search for to find this class? If you use a fun creative title but don't use the word birds in there and you talk about birds, you might want to put that in there. So sometimes the title could be a little bit clunky, but it needs to have those searchable words to show up. Okay, number 2, reuse common class elements. So within each class are standard elements you can develop and repurpose throughout your classes. Consider designing a toolbox of options for each element. For example, put together 5 different ways you can greet learners. Now you've created a number of options. You can have a choice of readily available ways to welcome learners. You can rotate that among your classes. So it's not so dry. It's not like, oh, she asks the same question every single day. No, you got to mix it up a little bit. Some other class practices you can create, reuse include class expectations, discussion practices, class management approaches, interactive games, props, and closing games. So just, have your hat of tricks, but be consistent. Now, just remember to make sure to keep in mind the needs of diverse learners when developing these elements and leave room to make accommodations for different learning styles. So don't get stuck um, in a rut. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Thanks, Teacher Kelly, for coming. Though it's okay, you're late. This is very, very early. I have to sneak it in when I can with all this packing. Thanks for going back and watching the replay at the beginning. I was just talking about how I'm moving this week and how crazy busy it is. So I do things when I can before the girls wake up and the friends come over to help. Number 3 is to develop templates. So templates are really nice, and you can make your own templates on Canva, Adobe, Illustrator, Adobe Express. So if you're making handouts every week, you can go, this is my format for the handouts, and then change a few things. I know one teacher taught my daughter phonics, and so her worksheets, she makes her own worksheets, but they have her feel to it. They have her style to it. So I know when I look at a worksheet, oh, that was from Teacher Stephanie. Great. And so she changes like the ending sound for the word families on it, but it's still her style. So you can use software tools like Google Slides, PowerPoint, Canva to create slide templates. Remember to add your branding, shout out your teaching business. So there's more than one place to add your name, your business logo, your colors as well, whatever you use to promote your brand. Some people put a little watermark in the corner so no one can steal it, so that they know this is from teacher so-and-so. Okay, now here's a reminder. All communication with enrolled families must stay on Outschool. So while you can refer families from social media or your website to Outschool classes, you're not permitted to promote outside sites to Outschool families. So you don't want to say, now come join my personal business. You want to direct them all to Outschool. So just remember to go that direction. Number 4, because there are 5 tips. Number 4 is to teach the same material in different formats. Got a class on Great Inventors? You can prepare lessons on Marie Curie, Leonardo da Vinci, George Washington Carver, and offer them several ways to stretch your material and multiply enrollments. So here's a handful of ideas. You could present a class on each inventor as a standalone one-time class. You could offer a combination of one-time and ongoing classes. You could group inventors by continent or time period and offer these as multi-day classes. You could alter the core lesson material to create classes for older and younger age groups. Or how about a camp that cultivates in learners coming up with inventor for the future or their own invention? So think through, what do I want to teach? What do I already have lesson plans for? And then you can make other things out of it. Last summer I went through my whole list of science experiments and I discovered, oh wow, I have 4 lessons all about density. I'll make a density camp. Oh, I have 4 lessons all about space. I'll make a space camp. So I've found things that I've already taught before and I lumped them together to create this camp or a multi-day course. So why not reuse what you've already taught? You could also develop a particular set of topics, say at least 4 to 8, and rotate them in ongoing class. And then once you're done with those 8, you can go back again and start with 1 again. So like 1 planet a week, you go 1 planet a week, and when you get to the end, you go back to the beginning. Or if you get to the end and you don't want to lose your students, you can add in stars and the sun and asteroids. You can add in other weeks that go to it if you want to keep on going. But if you want to repeat it, that's fine. Just make sure that you show in your description when it's going back to repeat so that students who join in mid-planet, they can stay and come back and get those first few that they might have missed. Uh, well, of course, the simplest plan of all is to duplicate your entire class by making multiple sections of the same class. Like, for example, my science experiment class, I teach it 4 times a week. So my first time is kind of like, here we go. And then I do it, 3 more times and then I'm done. So I teach the same thing 4 times and then I just start the next week with something new. So you can just do multiple times. I'm skipping a few of these paragraphs just because they go fast. Consistent class structures benefit learners too. If learners know what to expect when they come into your classroom, that helps them. So being consistent is great for the teachers because once you know what you're doing, it's kind of easy. But also for the learners, they know, okay, when I go in, here's how she greets me, and here's what she does first, here's what she does second, third, fourth, and then at the end, we do this. So it's, they like that predictability. Uh, like it says here that this is particularly important for learners who like to know what to expect in class, especially learners who are neurodiverse, or as well as those who are taking online classes with multiple educators, adjusting to different teaching styles. Okay, this teacher does it this way, this teacher does it this way. I know what I'm getting. It helps them too. So here's some more tips you can look at. But those are the 4 ways. Oh, I thought there was 5. 4 ways to scale your classes. So back over here, here's some data insights. So if you want to look at some math stuff and some data stuff, this could be very helpful to you. Hold on a second. I've been teaching this morning. Kind of thirsty. Okay, so you can look at the summer camp trends, classes and demands, international insights, and enrollment trends, as well as parent topic requests. So a lot of them have a similar graphic. So let's see what we have here in like summer camp, just to get an idea. So they talk about how here are some topics that are very popular for science camp or summer camps right now. We got science and nature, arting and coding, The number of camps listed on Mondays has grown slightly, but there's still more demand than supply for this day of the week. So if you're thinking of making a class, instead of doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Parents want to do something on Mondays. It's kind of cool. Just be careful about some Mondays are holidays, like this coming Monday is Juneteenth. So a lot of people are taking the day off. Coming up in a few weeks is the 4th of July. People might not want to take a class on the 4th of July. This is a one-time 4th of July themed class. So just keep in mind that if you do on a Monday, there are some holidays that fall on Mondays, which you can decide I'm still meeting or we're taking that Monday off, whatever you want to do. So here's popular camp search terms. Um, sorry. So if you want to, you can look at all these things. The parent topic request is great for new teachers who don't know what to teach. They go, "Oh, I can teach that," and they can help them find their niche. I don't know. So from June 9th, today's June 15th. So this is the most recent one. Here's some art stuff, some world languages, some life skills, some music, some math, science and nature, social studies, English, coding and tech, health and wellness. So if you teach those categories and if you go, oh, well, I can teach that, then you could, make a class and see what happens to it. Okay, I'll let you click on the rest of the links on yourself later because you got 2 more emails to go through. So coming up soon is, well, I'm gonna go to the top here. Here it is, Educator Stories, Designing Your Business. So this is the community scoop. So here you can find out how full-time educator Daniel Grissom and part-timer Nicole Dyson-Smith have built sustainable teaching businesses on their own terms. Let's take a look. Everybody has their own story. I love that. And you choose how successful you want to be. Do you want to stay part-time? Do you want to go full-time? How do you want to do it? So you get to decide this, which is kind of cool. So one is to develop sustainable practices. So, you know, both of them taught in a brick and mortar school. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here a little bit, but they do like to develop repeatable class elements like we talked about before. It really reduces the time on planning lessons. So the first few lessons you do, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you kind of get through it. But once you get a feel for your teaching style, it does get easier. It does. And you know what to do. You know how to make your lesson plans. You're like, I got this. So sitting down and doing your lesson plans after a while is a lot easier because it's kind of like a lot of copy and paste in your own mind. And so here he has a little clip of him teaching, which is kind of cool. You can also keep innovating until you gain traction. So they know they have to adjust their classes, the right content mix to get enough students in. So he laughed as he shared a story about the first class he put at Outschool, where he combined many interests he had as a kid: salamanders, drawing, and Spanish all at once. He's like, let's divide that up a little bit. I mean, it's like, although he understands the interests that learners that age may have, the niche was so tiny that I kind of overshot the niche there. And people are like, you have to like Spanish and salamanders at the same time? Ooh, that's a kind of small niche. We might want to split that up and talk about, okay, we can do a Spanish class, we can do a drawing class, we can do salamanders class, but maybe not all three together because not many people like all three at the same time. um, so Nicole did a lot of escape rooms on music education. That sounds fun. But then so she shifted into incorporating music. And so those classes took off. So you have to try out a few things and does it work? Sometimes it doesn't. A quote from her is, I would recommend trying new ideas, not panicking when something doesn't work out, because sometimes it's just not the right time for it. But you can still keep your ideas and try them at a different time. That's true. If something doesn't work in one season, come back like in the summertime and try it again. Or summer's slow, keep those same ideas and come back in the wintertime and reuse them, which is kind of cool. Stay with it, even with a few learners, because those can grow. So sometimes you might have to teach a class to 1, 2, 3 learners, but a couple of months later, it could be a sold out class. So stick with it. Find out for yourself, how long do you want to stick with a class for one learner? I usually give it like 3 or 4 weeks. And then if nothing ever happens, then I can say, hey, do you want to combine with this other class? But I give it some time. if I have time in my schedule to do it, because teaching one learner sometimes it's kind of fun. I found, as a side note, that when I taught a sold out class of 6 learners, I kind of got to know some of them, but really got to know the outgoing ones. And then at some point in the school year, a lot of the learners withdrew and kind of stopped subscribing and got busy with their life. And so I only had like the shy kids left, like 2 kids left. And I really got to know those 2 kids. Like, wow, now I know you and I know who you are and what you need. Wow, I didn't realize that these were dominating the conversation. And now I can focus on you two. This is great. So sometimes it's kind of having a smaller class, you can really get to know those learners. And then later, like I got some new people coming in and kind of balance it out. But it was really fun to focus for a little bit, for a few weeks on that. Uh, you can encourage enrollments with marketing. So remember the keyword searches and the class descriptions. He added his photo to all his class images to build a brand that families will recognize. So when they see the thumbnail, go, I know that person. Yep, I know that person. That helps people. And a parent might not enroll the first time, but when they're searching for drawing classes later on, or the 10th time, or 3 months down the road, they see your face again. Then it builds awareness and they might eventually join in. So that's quite cool just to have that out there. He also has a class funnel where learners take a foundation class with him, and then they have an opportunity to choose a class on more specific but related topics. So you keep the students with longevity. And then teach what you really love. If you don't like what you teach, move on, find something else. It's not like you're somewhere and you have to teach a certain something. Because sometimes when you're brick and mortar, your principal says, you have to teach this. You're like, okay, here goes. On Outschool, you teach what you like to teach. And if you don't like it anymore, move on. Find something else. That's the fun thing about Outschool. I can relate. This happened to me too, with like losing students or what? I can't remember what I was talking about. Uh, I'm hoping that it was talking about like you get to know those shy kids really well. I hope. Let me know if that's what it was that you can relate to, because I know we're talking about all kinds of stuff here. Um, so yeah, it's coming through. It's coming through. Okay, so the next one is to keep adapting to create your future. You have to change, you have to adapt. Uh, so when asked why he made the change from in-person to online teaching, Daniel points to the breaks he can now take with his family during the day. He likes to go to the beach. He likes to be flexible. So that's why he chose to do, online. Now, Nicole found that creating new escape rooms, well, at least the way she did it, before, was very time consuming. So although she teaches a few escape room classes, she's made the shift to something new in Outschool. I find escape rooms are great for one-time classes, so you can just repeat the same game over and over with a new batch of students. That's easier. When you have to do ongoing, you're creating a new escape room every single week. So unless you have a really simple format to repeat, it can be time-consuming to create like a slideshow all over again. Um, Oh, yes, losing students and only having the shy ones left. It was great to get to know them. I know. I'm like, I know you now. I didn't know you before. You kind of hidden. You hardly ever spoke. You only said something when I called on you, but now I know you. So yeah, sometimes it's kind of nice having that smaller class for a little bit, and then you hope it grows. But you do get that bond, which is cool. So Nicole also discovered Outschool Pods in the fall of 2021 and now teaches on a team with 2 other educators. Pods are fantastic. She provides music classes, and the other educators teach art and PE for the same group of learners each week for 4 weeks. So that's cool. I actually know the PE and the art teacher in this pod that Nicole's in. That's cool. I actually teach with the same teachers, teacher Jerry and teacher Shannon, in my pod where I teach the STEM. So there's 3 of them over here, Nicole's music, and then PE and art, and then PE and art over here with STEM. So some of them have overlapping pods. So we teach the same group of students in a multi-day course, and each of us takes a day to meet with them. So that's kind of fun, the rotating. So I love Outschool pods. So if you're looking like as a parent into like a multi-day course with a couple different educators to kind of get like a rounded education, look at the Outschool pods. Go to Outschool, go Outschool pods, and see what comes up for your age group, because there's a whole lot of choices to get like a group of teachers, like a team of teachers together. It's cool. Now she said she didn't plan a team teach, but decided to try it. And she likes the ability to collaborate with other educators, get to know a group of learners. It's been so awesome. Yeah, pods are awesome. So she estimates she's currently teaching less than 10 hours a week. That's like me too. But is considering adding a business offering in-person private piano lessons that she used to do. If she decides to go full-time on Outschool, she'll push and go full-time. She's might have to make a different strategy to marketing, but she's like, keep trying new things, keep exploring new things, and find new things to try out. A lot of times Outschool will do pilot programs like the Outschool pods, or last year they did a summer camp. So get involved with these pilot programs if you can. Sometimes they're kind of rough that first few months or first semester, but then if they want to continue forward, they get better. But you have to kind of like ride the wave with things like this. Okay, so over here, we talked about, okay, that's designer business. Okay, what's new in the hub? So if you go to the Outschool Teacher Hub on Facebook, you can, see some of these conversations. Here is asking for tips and tricks for managing online class. Here they're trying the hand at Flux classes. How much work do you do on Flux classes up front? When you're in the class, how much work is it? Eventually it becomes kind of more passive income, but at the beginning you are making the content, and then you can reuse it multiple sections, but you are making the videos or the worksheets or whatever the content is get through. And somebody shared some good news about learners being inclusive and accepting one another. So they kind of highlight certain conversations in the hub in these emails. And this is the community scoop. Okay, join the conversation. Juneteenth is coming up like this Monday, and it's now officially recognized as a holiday, as a national holiday. People take off school if they're in school. So it's kind of cool. So this lady is going to talk about what's going on. And that's actually tonight, June 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to check it out, you can go now. And sometimes they actually post a recording in the Outschool Teacher Hub. So if you miss it tonight, you can go back and you can watch the interview later, which is kind of fun. Here is, it's Pride Month. June is Pride Month. So what I wish you knew about being an LGBTQ plus teen. So that's coming up on Thursday, June 23. It's next week at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 4 p.m. Pacific. And so it kind of talks about, if you have questions, what do you want to know? What do you want to, talk about? It's kind of fun. Here's the great Outschool camp out. Are you team cheese or team avocado? So if you have a learner, you can participate in a friendly competition between Team Cheese, Team Avocado in the great Outschool Campout Summer Challenges. So you can learn more there. I think you can register into like a class that's like $1, or it ends up being like free. And so you can just have competitions within this class. They might have live meetings, they might not. I'm not sure what age it's for, but hey, if you've got a learner who wants to be on like a fun little online summer camp throughout the summer, join. It'd be fun. Okay, I think there's just one more. Yes, coming up in July, we have the Outschool Adventure Epic Virtual Conference. So the registration is now open. It's going to be online from July 13 through 15, and it's going to have guest speakers and some new ideas. It'll have some wellness sessions. And if you're in the first 1,000 registrants, you receive a free 3-month subscription to Headspace. So here's some people that are going to come and talk. You can attend sessions on these things. And some people who came last year really enjoyed it, and how you register. I think it's free, but it's the 3-day thing. You pop online whenever you have the time for it. You can watch the keynotes. Think of it like a conference, but in your own home. Hopefully later at some point we can have an in-person conference, but it might be a while for that. Plus you have to travel and hotels and stuff, but it is a fun experience to be in like in-person conference. But in the meantime, why not do online? You can still get that connection with the other teachers that I've had before. Well, I have to head out. I have a class starting pretty soon. And then I'm gonna be packing all day long. Making good progress, having some friends come over today to help me pack some stuff, but it's getting harder because a lot of the things that are easy to pack, like books and games, are done. So some of the things left are like things that I have to sort through and figure out what do I want to take and what do I not want to take. And I'm just running out of days to pack. So please keep me in your thoughts. As you're going about your day, just go, I hope she's doing okay over there. uh, so some days I find some people to take my girls away so that I can focus because my 6-year-old can kind of fend for herself, but my 2.5-year-old wants mommy all the time. And it's hard to get packing done when somebody wants mommy all the time. So I will see you guys another time. Have a wonderful day and take care, everybody. Bye.